The only star for me. Welcome to the Top 20 Video Game Music Show. This week's theme is sidekicks, or deuteragonists, who can be a constant companion to the protagonist or someone who continues actively aiding a protagonist. They can switch between supporting and opposing the protagonist. Isn't that great? This is some kind of Tales song from Sonic Adventure. Believe it or myself, Tales theme, looped Sonic Adventure music. Extended. It's been going for quite some time. But let's move on to our first real pick. Let's get friggin' real right now. Now, this is interesting because when we say, pick a good sidekick song, now is it the sidekick in a game? Or what if the sidekick gets their own game? Are they still a sidekick? Is Luigi from Luigi's Mansion 3 a sidekick? He is a sidekick. I mean, he's a very famous sidekick. Even if he had his own trilogy like he did, he's still a sidekick forever. Sorry, Luigi. This is ScreamPark Ghost Hunt, composed by Kazumi, Totaka, Shinobu, Tanaka, and chosen by Chris. So that was the song. The song has a little bit of everything in it. You know, I really like that kind of 1950s. Oh, I guess you'd call it maybe like a theremin or something, or an ondes martineau. But it's got that kind of, it's like an instrument that is played with no frets or anything, so you have like full flow of it, and it gives off that kind of cheesy 1950s kind of spooky. But even there's like big church organ, which is very important sounding, but you also have there like that kind of shitty church organ sound. Not church organ, it's like a shitty kind of plastic organ. That one. Kind of like a little crappy organ. That, you know, then you obviously bring in this more like cathedral type organ that sounds a lot more epic and important. So there's kind of like a lot going on. You have like strings and oboes. There's a hell of a lot going on in this thing. I guess it's, so this level is the ScreamPark. So I guess it makes sense to have all these different kind of elements in there, different instrument elements. And how did Chris describe it? Manic yet playful waltz. Hard to keep up with. Everything very staccato and the genre keeps switching up. For sure. Yeah, exactly. You know, this could work well. It almost sounds like something used in a trailer, you know, or like a cinematic where you're like, you're cueing this and you're cueing that. And very exciting, though. But yeah, it definitely has that feel of like lots of stops and starts. It's like Battle on the Bridge, Final Fantasy, or One-Winged Angel. That's a really beautiful way to put it. Billboards or screens all around a central plaza blaring out the various tunes like in a theme park. Like all these different attractions kind of fighting for your attention. Like, come over here. Ooh, ride the haunted house. Get in the ghost car. Ride in the hot dog truck. You know, sometimes we like to use these themes as a way to get songs in from our favorite games. That's why I'm surprised Leonard didn't hop in at this one and just start stuffing it with Alan Wake tracks. But he didn't. I guess his laziness is more powerful than his want to shove Alan Wake in us. But anyways, I did what I'm accusing Leonard of doing, and I've put in a track from Final Fantasy VII. This is one of the main protagonists in that game, but definitely not the main character. She's almost always second choice, third most important. It's Tifa's theme. Second instrument comes in. To me, this track always kind of feels like the first instrument is her, but she's like, my name is Tifa, Cloud, I love you, and Cloud, I love you, oh yes I do, but do you do? And then when it comes in again, it's this lower oboe sound, which is more like a man's voice. Anyway, I love this track. It's I love those kind of like wavering, those kind of wavering. It's like a bit of a tremolo on that boom doom doom ba, boom doom doom ba. It's like a very soft, gentle, but a little bit unsure of itself. The main instrument is almost a bit whiny, and to me it's like very conversational. It's very lyrical. It sounds like, you know, somebody singing. But then just that, I love those strings in the background, that and that just goes with that kind of Final Fantasy VII anxious heart, just this sadness and the melancholy in this track. Because, you know, they grew up, they grew apart. Who knows what happened to Cloud? Tifa is successful, but she lives in a slum. It's a hard knock life for them. But yeah, it's heartwarming, nostalgic for sure. And this track plays a lot while Cloud and Tifa are doing flashbacks, or you know, a lot of them just hanging out. And you know, I was thinking of them sitting on that water tower, near that water tower, and just, you know, approaching like the crossroads of their life. Yeah, it's a bit of a blur, a bit of a haze to it. Next up, I love this choice. This is from Titanfall 2, which is an amazing game. If you've never played it, it is a shooter that made me feel like I was playing Half-Life 2. It's so inventive, so much tension, and it's really short too, in a good way. It has killer multiplayer. This is the theme for BT-7274, who is your big giant robot. I'm sure they're probably called Titans. Your Titan companion. God, I love this game. This is a really long piece. It's composed by Stephen Barton, and it was chosen by Tofu the Bro. Oh, is it running on a modified engine of Half-Life 2? Well, there you go. There's so much cool, like, wall jumping and I say gimmicks, but smart gimmicks. It's amazing. So I'm actually going to start this track at 2 minutes in. Well, no, you know what? Let's start from the beginning, but I'm gonna skip ahead a bit because it gets really amazing later on. But there's a lot of this like really tense, long notes, spooky stuff. And those big, blasting low horns. Just to describe this huge mechanical power. The reverential choir behind it. Ooh, that like really... those like major chord notes. Giving it this like... I guess like almost like a religious tone. Yeah, so then it builds here and builds and builds. Let's move forward a bit. Yeah, I think it's a sweet. It's 5 minutes 39 seconds. Just those bum bum ba da ba. Man. Very emotional. big and like almost spiritual, like they're walking through the halls of the Mountain King. And I like the percussion too, that boom, boom, which is used a lot in modern cinematic music. Like just a big echoey, bassy timpani that is like one hit and reverberates. But I think when you're talking about a Titan and its footsteps, it's like the T-Rex's footsteps in Jurassic Park. Need more timpani over here. Incredible. All right, next up from Breath of Fire 4, released on the PS1 in 2000. This is Men of War, composed by Yoshino Aoki, chosen by Rudi. Okay. You know when you're playing around on a keyboard and you find the orchestra hits, and the orchestra hit is where everything makes a sound at the same time. Pew, pew, pew. Let me turn it up so you can hear that. I was wondering, like, where could you ever use that? That's so strange. But I think they really make it work there. So this is a random battle theme. It does have kind of a like randomness to it. I like the drums, the kris drum beat, as we know. I think works. That it's got that feeling of like it's fast, but then it's kind of slowing down. It's almost like tripping over itself. It's kind of back and forth. It's the erraticness of combat, of a battle. Yeah, the microphone. So it's pretty cool. And then I love those horns, kind of exotic sound to it. There you go. I think it does a great job of kind of... But it always feels like it's kind of staying in the same place. I think it's because it's kind of droning on that same note. Which makes sense, because it's a battle. It's a random battle in an RPG world. Random battle in an RPG world, so you're not really... You've kind of stopped your adventure. You're going to fight in this one spot. And it's exciting. All right, next up from Megaman X4. This is Zero's opening theme, composed by Toshihiko Horiyama, chosen by Claudio. intense. Holy crap. That is just like double kick, metal. But then it's got this kind of really synthy lead instrument that cuts through really nicely and kind of it's quite the difference. Yeah, that is some intense J-rock. All right, next up. Now, I agree with Chris when he says he's it's a plastic light bulb. He's never played Gravity Rush, but he's listened to it a whole bunch, and so have I. Gravity Rush has some incredible soundtracks, and this is from Gravity Rush 2. This is Night Gale, composed by Kohei Tanaka, chosen by risqueboots. Yeah, this it's interesting. So this track's called Night Gale. I don't know who that is. Is Night Gale maybe this person in the red there? Supremely confident track. Everything go, go, go. No voice seems to stop. Wait for others to catch up. Yeah, the groove is like real kind of jogging, running sort of groove, eh? I was quite surprised by how sort of James Bondy spy heist thriller it did seem, you know, when because I've heard a lot of stuff from Gravity Rush and it doesn't tend to have this feel. It's a bit more like dreamy. I don't know, kind of captures the like falling and flailing around. Yeah. Really beautiful though. A bit of a surprise. Very, very nice. Like actually this has got such a like heroic announcement to it. Boom bum 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 boom boom boom. Yeah, beautiful stuff. All right, next up from Halo, this is the Cortana suite. There she is, a version of her, composed by Martin O'Donnell and chosen by Chris. Yeah, you know what I like about it is that it's very ethereal sounding. It's very sort of godly sounding. There's the vocal element to it. There's no... I was going to say there's no percussion. Right as that timpani roll comes in. You know, it just sounds like these... But you know what I like about it is that it's kind of ambient, but there are these different kind of streams like... And you think of her as like streams of light and data and holograms. With no like groove, you know, drum beat to ground her. But there's a real heaviness to it, so you know that she's a very important part of the story. She's not just the person speaking to the character. Very sad theme. This is only 2 minutes and 50 seconds in. Let's bump up a bit. Oh, so this is a suite of the theme from Halo 3 and Halo Reach. God, it just sounds like somebody sacrificing themselves, you know? That kind of like, that sort of like, with that hanging string chord there. Beautiful stuff. All right, we got another pick from me. This is Midnas theme from Twilight Princess, composed by Toru Minegishi. Nice. You know, you use some strings to set sort of attention to it. But I love that. I don't know if it's a clarinet or an oboe. Just those like really quick 3 notes. But then the way they kind of roll over themselves. Just sounds like somebody who is dark and a bit kind of almost like sneaky, creepy, twisting around. It's a darkness. There's like it's exotic. It's really gorgeous. It's heavy. It's beautiful. It's dark. It's mysterious. It's melancholy. Simple. It works so well. Very plodding too. Yeah. A sad, resigned walk through the darkness. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, with the bass doing that percussive note. Yeah, like it has to keep pushing itself into the dark. Gray's on fire. All right, next up from Portal 2, composed by Mike Morasky and chosen by Tofu the Bro. I don't know who that is, but they've been a member of our Discord since 2017. Is that somebody here? They also picked the Titanfall track. This is Potatos. Potatoes? Potatoes, Lament from Portal 2, a game I need to play still. Wow. That is like dark, sinister. I love the way it starts off with that huge oppressiveness and then that little, another kind of oboe-y, clarinet-y thing, but almost in a digital way, like a computer trying to sing. That first note it starts on, it's almost like kind of a bluesy, minor-y kind of Latin dramatic note. It doesn't just go, yeah, that. Oh. That first note. Sneaking around you. I mean, it almost sounds like somebody charming a snake. But you know, the way each note is kind of clipped, tart, 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 it's like a robot is trying to sing it. And as it gets to here, you can really, it really sounds like a female digitized voice. It's really, really beautiful. Next up from Chrono Cross, The Girl Who Stole the Star, composed and arranged by Yasunori Mitsuda, chosen by Rudi. This is the theme for Kid. Okay. Let's see if we can pull up who that is. What again? Yeah, like Chris was saying, I feel like the last 4 tracks we've had have been these heavy strings and tension, yearning melodies, and this is similar to that Portal 2 one where you have that kind of a feminine voice. This one's not trying to sound like it's being like a robot doing it, but it does have a digital sound just in the nature of how it was recorded and produced. There's a heaviness. This is like we've gotten the main theme of, I guess this is when all these psychics sacrifice themselves for the main character. This is like the theme that plays when in Super Mario World when Mario was riding on Yoshi about to fall in a pit and just jumps off Yoshi to save himself. Let's see. Chrono Cross Kid. So that's Kid. What's Kid all about? It's quite the drawing. Oh my god. Watch age 12. Actually, I'm gonna otherwise known as Shala's daughter clone. Okay. Did we mention this is a JRPG? Swashbuckling gritty thief with a penchant for radical action and serves as Chrono Cross's main heroine. In the English version, she speaks with an Australian or British Cockney accent. Uses many colloquialisms such as bugger and mate. Bugger can be a very dirty word. It originally was. When you first meet her at Cape Howell, if refused to recruit, she's recruited at Termina. That's cool. Oh, of course, 16. This is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? Could this be any higher up? That's just... We have a sword blade. Oh, it's not a sword blade. That's her shorts. It's just outrageous. 16, but is also a swashbuckling gritty thief. Fancy spool buggery. Alright, so we got another track from Sea of Stars, a 2023 game. This is Garl's theme, Dance of 1000 Suns, composed by Eric W. Brown, chosen by Claudio. Nice. I mean, it's got that really strong kick with a lot of attack on it. You can really hear the click of the kick. And it really kind of... You know, when you hear those kind of, the, like, string pad in the background with that movement to it, you just know you're, like, in an RPG and things are about to kick off. We're about to get on a friggin' airship, or... Oh, this is so fun. Especially after the last 4 pretty dreary but beautiful tracks we've had. So fun, so like swashbuckling. You know, it almost reminds me of like a swashbuckling gritty thief. Yeah, but it does have that... There was something about keygen music that was usually almost always dancey. I don't know why. It was always like really exciting dance music. Even though you were downloading another piece of software to do the most nerdy thing ever, you were just, you know, generating a license key so you could steal another piece of software. But I guess it was like pirate music. You know, we were pirating the software. There was something about that was sometimes more fun than using the software. You know, like I remember one time. I had a hankering to play the original Deus Ex. So, you know, you go and you look, what's the best way to play Deus Ex now? And you see that there's like a whole new overhaul for it. So you download the original, whatever original version, you download all these overhauls, you like run code, and you're basically playing a real-life Deus Ex cyberpunk, hacking your own computer to make this run. And then you load it up and you go, it looks pretty nice. And you're kind of done. Like, I've just spent 2 hours, and I've kind of gotten what I wanted out of this cyberpunky experience. Anyway. Our old friend Hylix 2. A beautiful sounding game. This track is Azure Memory, composed by Mason Lindroth and Chuck Salamone. Chosen by risqueboots. Yeah. I love the vibe of this soundtrack. And yeah, it's very, very Pink Floyd. Like, from the opening, like, when it first starts off, I didn't think Pink Floyd. Ugh, fucking YouTube has this really annoying thing. Up and down should be volume, left and right should be the track. But unless you've clicked on this part, up and down will also cycle through the time stamps. Why? It should never do that. If you have an up and down key, you have a left and right key. Anyway, when it starts... What the fuck? Now it's goddamn muted. Fuck you, YouTube. Like, before the lead guitar kicks in, I wasn't thinking Pink Floyd, but Pink Floyd constantly did this kind of like swampy boom, 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 Really like psychedelic, swampy, kind of bluesy. And even that first chord that it went to. Like that one. Going from the root to this one here is very Pink Floyd. There's an effect on the bass, which is not a common thing. Usually you want like bass and drums to be very, very dry, unaffected because they're the foundation. So to have that on the bass already puts you in a very psychedelic frame of mind. Good God, it's so good. Mason Lindroth and Chuck Salamone. Oh, it's Chuck Salamone featuring Mason. So Mason, I bet you Mason's playing guitar. Oh, that little piano is very Pink Floyd. Wow. Makes you wanna, makes you wanna, I'm gonna, all over you, baby. Next track is from Klonoa 2, so you know Chris picked it. Composed by Eriko Guts Imura. This is Hyoponia, Ruin of Sadness. Defend yourself! This is from Klonoa? This sounds like it's from fucking Fez. Chris, you're the man. Oh. I love that third chord. I feel like Rudy's the kid in class who just heard Chris explain his work, and Rudy's like, "Oh, I didn't know we needed a speech." So, in case you're just listening to this, Chris said, firstly, the similarity of the names Hayuponi, the Kingdom of Sorrow, and Huepao is self-evident, but the track seems to subtly reference Huepao and Klonoa, Door to Phantomile, through shared musical motifs, recurring melodies and harmonies from the original game. The final scene of the original game resulted in sorrow for Klonoa and Huepao as they were torn apart, so it seems fitting that the final level of the second game is set in the Kingdom of Sorrow. While it's never explicitly stated in the game, the callback to the previous adventure seems too poignant to be mere happenstance, so it has become a fairly well adopted as a fan theory that this section of the game and track is at least in part devoted to the memory of Huepao. And I'm sure because you're such a Klonoa fan, hearing somebody try to pronounce that is probably sounds nothing like how you've been saying it in your head all these years. Huepao? Huepao? You know what I like about it is you've got these that constant haze and fuzz. It's like you're going through a radio dial and you're kind of picking up this happy, nice track, but you're not quite able to reach it. You know, which would make sense. It gives it that sorrow, like it's calling back to a happier track. But it's not quite with you. Although it seems like you're constantly getting closer to it. It's really cool. Who'd have thought that in a game, you know, as bright and colorful and mascotty as Chrono, you'd have something this deep, dreamlike, or a junction between dimensions, for sure. Hooah-pow! Hooah-pow! Alright, next up, from Uematsu, released on the PC 98, 1996. This is Garl, composed by Ryu Uematsu. Love those sounds. Like there's this sort of glassy, crystalline bleeps and bloops, but it's the chords in the background, and you know that kind of like, but it's mainly those main pad chords there. Every voice is sublime. That's a wonderful way to put it. So nice. What an amazing piece of hardware that was back then. Not really much to say. I mean, it's just a sparse and like really gorgeous, thoughtful track. Seems like cold, but it's like you're watching something come to life or something. Like, is this about some kind of a robot sex doll or something? What is this about? A lot of people started compose music for VN in Japan. Oh, visual novels because of this game. Wow. That was so gorgeous. Wow. Okay, next up from Chrono Trigger. This is Robo's theme, composed by, again, Yasunori Mitsuda, chosen by Claudio. Oh my god, we just got friggin' rickrolled? Are you serious? There's no way. Come on, man. That reminds me of all right, so from Final Fantasy X, this is Yuna's theme, composed by Nobuo Uematsu and chosen by risqueboots. Sounds like Tina's theme. It's a bit more like confident in itself. It feels like, you know, where Tifa, I might have called her Tina, where Tifa's theme kind of sits in those keyboard chords and has that tremolo kind of wobble. Yuna's feels like it's unfolding in front of you and that it has to just keep going forward. But there's such a beautiful innocence to it because she's a kid. And she has so much hope, you know. You think of Yuna as somebody so positive and kind of naive. She's like kind of naive to things in the world, but also completely open to this incredible responsibility. She's just such a great character, and that was such a great game. And it's like, I love the instruments here. That it's almost like a harmonica or like an accordion or something, which gives it the feeling of an instrument you'd play in a village. Something that is loud on its own, doesn't require electricity. So it's like really kind of folky. Yeah, and the xylophone is very, very innocent, cutesy, childlike. It's almost like a... And the way that piano-y type thing... The way it sounds like there's two notes, but they're separated slightly, almost makes it sound like a music box, you know, like a child's toy. Oh, that part there where it just... It like holds this tension and then just opens the floodgates of emotion from that tension with an incredible release. Yeah, it sounds like somebody's kind of cranking it slowly. What an amazing, amazing track. That part too with that long, unwinding, winding melody. Incredible. Incredible. All right, next up, something to break us out of the intense melancholy we are stuck in. This is from Diddy Kong Racing, another little sidekick who got his own game. Composed by the great David Wise, chosen by the great Kris. This is Fossil Canyon. High quality version of the song too. I love that kind of farty bass. It's like really warm and tropical sounding. Those Latin rhythms. Nice big meaty drums. Yeah, the big drums are nice. Gives it that jungle Donkey Kong feel. I love that breakdown there. Beautiful. Wow, what a fun track. Really, you know, this track could so easily be like obnoxious. Oh, and I love the way it starts too. It's got this kind of like boom, 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 like cars revving up, you know, about to take off from the starting line. That's gorgeous. Next up from Final Fantasy 15. This is not Yuna's theme. This is Prayer de Luna, composed by the great Yoko Shimomura, chosen by the great Rudi. Wow. Wow, that's very, very Yoko Shimomura, the weight of that and the dynamics of it and just the scale. What a build. Oh, they canceled the last ones? I guess they weren't doing well. Final Fantasy 15 was a fun little time. Something different, open world, celebrating the past of the game. Pretty fun little fighting system. I thought like the interpersonal story stuff, just hanging out with the boys and the way they interacted with each other in light moments and heavy moments, I thought was really, really well done. Wow. Beautiful. Penultimate track, that means second last, from Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana, released in 2016, Redline, composed by Yukihiro Jindo and chosen by the great Claudio. Well, you know what? You know, normally I kind of... This is the genre I hate. Just like super full-on, no dynamic J-rock. Just like endless drums and guitar, but it's had enough changes in it and some dynamics, and like pretty fun melody. I think it works really well. Last track of the week from Final Fantasy Tactics, Delita's theme, composed by the wonderful Hitoshi Sakimoto, chosen by the wonderful Rudi. This is a great, not main protagonist theme. Heavy, thoughtful, not trying to be the star. Really nice movement in this. Oh yeah. Just like beautifully paced. Just when you've had enough of that first section, changes it up nicely here. Wow, beautiful. If you're watching on YouTube, this is the end, my friend. And if you want to join us, like you should, click the link in our, I believe in the description of this video, you can join Discord. And you can help choose the next topic. You can help choose the songs. You can talk about them here with us. I'll say your name. It's always fun. I still have a recording of these British guys. They have a big YouTube channel called Wrestle Talk, and I was a patron of them on Patreon, and they go through and they say every Patreon's name, and they give you a little wrestling nickname, and he rings a bell. Well, that was beautiful. Thanks, guys. Now, if you're watching on Twitch, we're going to listen to a track from what was that game called? Sea of Stars. That is very, very similar to Final Fantasy VII. So let's get into it.